Good afternoon. Welcome to Ask Dr. Lulu. Hi, I'm your host. I guess I'm going to call that. I'm your host, Dr. Lulu, and I am a board certified pediatrician. If you don't know me yet, I am a wife and I am a mom of 2 teenagers and 1 young adult. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. It just gives me so much pleasure sharing my Sunday afternoon with all of y'all. If you're watching this video as a rebroadcast, thank you so much for joining me. Please take a moment to tell me who you are and where you're joining me from. I love to see that. I want to see how far I'm reaching people. Secondly, if you're watching this live, you guys are my favorite peeps. Oh, I was told not to say guys. So you moms, dads, and teens, grandparents, thank you for the likes. Hi, Alice. Hi, Sita. You guys are you folks are my favorite people. So just take a moment, 1 second, to invite your friends. So I'm going to give you who you need to invite. If you know a teenager, if you know a parent of a teenager, if you are a teenager, if you used to be a teenager, if you're a grandparent of a teenager, if your patient is a teenager, if your neighbor is a teenager, if you're going to be a teenager in the future, you want to watch this. You want to watch this video. I'm so excited. All right. And last week I told you guys, if not me, then who? But I had a patient's mom ask me why I was doing this. And then I realized I haven't told anybody. I mean, maybe since my first broadcast, I haven't really told anyone or reminded anyone of why I'm doing this. So hi, Ali. Yes, from New York State. Good, exciting stuff. So why am I doing this? Okay, so many weeks ago, maybe about 3 or 4 months ago, I had an 8-year-old patient of mine try to commit suicide, not once, but twice. That was in the wake of a 16-year-old girl who had already committed, she really had already hung herself. And then luckily for us, the world, she didn't die because the bar across her closet snapped from, I guess, from the sheer weight. And her mother heard the commotion and ran to go see her, and the rest is history. And then before that, I've had countless patients who are depressed, countless patients who cut, countless patients who have tried to OD. I had a 16-year-old boy try to OD on his friend's mother's bag of Xanax a while back. I had a now 16-year-old kid, but when he was 11, he tried to kill himself, but somehow the gun jammed and he didn't shoot. Okay, and when he turned 16, when he came to see me, he said to me, Dr. Ume, I'm very handsome. I'm too fly to kill myself. So that just brings me to the reason why I'm doing this. Just too many patients, and you all know in the news, there's one teenager committing suicide after another. There's one adult committing suicide after another. I'm a doctor, so of course, there are doctors committing suicide. Everybody's committing suicide, you all. So I figured, if not me, then who? So I decided to take this passion to the road, and then I realized I can talk to one patient or 20 patients in my office, or I can talk to the world through Facebook. So thank you, Facebook. If you haven't watched any of my videos, I have a bunch of videos. We've done a bunch of things. We talked about bullying, suicide, and depression. We've talked about how to raise well-rounded kids, what the kids should do to stay well-rounded, a bunch of videos. So please like, share, tell everyone about me. I'm one of many. There are lots and lots of people out there doing great things. I'm not alone. But I dare say I want to join my voice to them. I'm all about collaborating. If you know anyone who does stuff like this, I know Ellis had told me a while back, she introduced me to another doctor who does this stuff. So I'm all about collaborating. Tell them, let me know. I will contact them. I promise you I'll do that. So on to today's topic. Hi, Mom. How are you? So take a minute to invite your friends, please, and share. If you haven't watched the video, the Facebook Live I did with Dr. Pei last Tuesday, oh my God, you're missing. Log on to my Facebook page or to my Ask Dr. Lulu page and watch it. And just read all the articles that I have on there. I mean, it's just a fun place if you have a teenager, if you're going to be a teenager, if you're a parent that has a teenager, just log on and let me know what's going on. I have a lot of people giving me feedbacks. I love the feedback. So give me more hearts, give me more thumbs up, and let's get this party started. Yes. Okay, so first things first, I have to start by admitting I have mixed feelings. Yes, I do. I have mixed feelings about my children and their cell phones, only because I'm also guilty, like you all are. So fess up about using my own cell phone, maybe a bit too much as well. So I'm going to be the first to say I do have mixed feelings about my teens and their telephones. Why I say this is because as a parent, you all know we want to stay in touch with our kids. We want our kids to stay in touch with us. So we're indirectly making them stay on their phone, at least, or check their phone. Or let me see if my mom has called me. I'm one of those helicopter moms when it comes like to points like, oh, I called you and you didn't pick up the phone. What were you doing? What's going on? Da, da, da. So we ourselves as parents inadvertently have also added to the problem when it comes to, thank you for the hearts, when it comes to our teens and their telephones. So yeah, we're all guilty. Let me see. Hold on. Thank you for sharing this video. It's a very important topic. I shared this the first time seeing one of your videos. Thank you so much, Ali Hart. I try to read the comments because I ask you guys to make it as interactive as possible. When I ask questions, I want you guys to please answer the questions. Let me feel like I'm getting a lot of love out there. It's one thing to watch me, but it's another thing to also tell me that you're out there and you hear me loud and clear. So let's get started. So I have already said my little spiel about being conflicted about my teens and their cell phones. However, that notwithstanding, the reason I'm doing this is because there have been studies that have proven that teenagers who are on their cell phones longer than 4 or 5 hours have been found to have depression, anxiety, and even suicidal thoughts. So this is a very important thing to talk about, okay? Let me see. So let's talk about some numbers. So the first number I have is 8, the number 8. Somebody type in the number 8 for me. Anyone who's watching me, please type the number 8. So 8 is the number of hours, the average number of hours that our children, our teenagers are spending on the cell phone. This thing right here. 8 hours is the average number of hours that our teenagers are spending on the cell phone. Isn't that the hours of work? 9 to 5 is 8 hours. So you can add up in a day, your teenager is possibly on average. Average means there are less, and then of course there are more. So if you're getting 8 as an average, that is a lot of hours on the cell phone. So the number 8, did someone type the number 8 for me? Let me see. Ali Hart, thank you. Ellis, thank you. The number 8. The second number is the number 5. The number 5. So 5 hours is what I said earlier, is the number of, or rather are the number of hours that we're finding out that if students or children or teenagers are spending 5 hours on the phone, 4 to 5 hours on the phone, they have a higher incidence of anxiety, they have a higher incidence of depression, and a higher incidence of suicidal thoughts for spending about 4 to 5 hours on the telephone. Hi, Casey, how are you? So is it Cassie? How are you? So somebody type the number 5 for me. 5 is the number of hours that we found in the studies that's been done, that if patients or the teenagers are spending 5 hours or more on the cell phone, they're having high incidence of anxiety, depression, and even suicidal thoughts. The next number I want you to type for me is 14. Somebody type the number 14 for me. So I have 8, 5, and 14. 14 is the average age that most of our teenagers own a cell phone. 14 is the average age that most of our teenagers own a cell phone. In fact, I know for a fact that we have more teenagers that own cell phones than younger, but 14 is also the age that was recommended that your child can safely maybe navigate his cell phone. I think the jury is still out on that, but somebody type the number 14 for me, okay? And then another number is 1990s with an S. So the 1990s is when cell phones came into existence. 1990s is the time that cell phones came into existence. Before that, we had the big phones that went grrrr and started everybody. So 1990s, we started having an influx of personal phones or cell phones, okay? Somebody please type in 1990s with an S. And then 2012. 2012 was the year that teenagers started owning their own cell phones. So somebody please type in 2012 for me is the year that teenagers started owning their own cell phones. And the ironic thing about it is studies that have been done have shown that beginning in 2012, we started having a rise of, can you see my hand? Which way? A rise of teenage depression and teenage suicide. I wonder why. So 2012, teenagers started having their own cell phones. 2012, we started having an increase or even there's an incidence of teenage depression and teen suicide. So I think it's more than a coincidence here. There haven't been proven causality, but let me tell you guys right now, there's definitely an incidental maybe connection. Because why 2012, right? You ask me, I'm asking you. Okay, so, and the last number is 73. So 73% of teenagers who did the study, whatever questionnaire that it gave them, 73% of them admitted to being bullied through the cell phone. 73% of teenagers who are on the cell phone admit to being bullied. Now, here's the problem with that. The problem with that is, first of all, most of the kids who are being bullied are probably not going to admit to it. So that tells you that that number 73, as high as it is probably higher, right? So 73% is the official number of teens who admitted, and thank you for admitting, that indeed they had experienced some kind of bullying through their cell phone. That is a powerful number. That is a powerful number. It's above average. It's almost 3/4 of the teenagers that were sampled admitted that they were bullied through their cell phone. This little gizmo right here. Okay, so I have to do a name drop here. Miss Jean Twenge is a psychologist. She has a book that she wrote called I-Gen. Someone please write down I-Gen, the letter I, and then the word Gen. That book, I think it was a study, but it might have been a book that she wrote, was where she first noticed the coexistence of use of cell phones in teenagers and the incidence of anxiety, depression, and suicide. So anxiety, I just figured that the kids are getting maybe not enough likes on their phones, or they're getting bullied on their phones. And so every time they get on their phones, they get anxious. Okay, so this is one of the things you want to look out as a parent, as a sister, as an older sibling, as a spouse. I mean, however you come into a teenager's life, you want to keep an eye out for every time they're on the cell phone. Do they get anxious? Do they get do they look unraveled? Do they look kind of agitated while they're on their cell phones? Do they not have enough likes and enough shares? That is probably, yeah, that is true. Especially on Facebook. If you don't have enough likes, or maybe on Instagram, which is where they are, they don't have enough likes on their posts. Yeah, it does give them a little bit of anxiety. So yeah, that's one of the things. With depression, I think, and I'm going to have to say this on a personal experience, when I look on Facebook, for instance, I am guilty of maybe comparing myself. So we all tend to compare. So I think the depression probably sets in through just constant comparison. Oh wait, so she's on vacation. Didn't she just go on vacation last year? Or look at that nice dress, or look at that nice pair of shoes, or whatever it is that you're comparing yourself to. Oh, they look so happy. I'm here to tell you that I have a friend, I'm not going to mention her name, of course. They always have nice pictures on Facebook, happy family, happy family, happy family, right? And I'm like, why can't I be them? Why can't I be them? And you know what happened? Then I saw a post about something that was really personal, so I'm not going to say it, and I'm like, what? What happened? It was something really, really bad. And I think as recently as like the week before, she had a picture of a happy family. So don't believe the hype, yo. Don't believe the hype. I mentioned this on my depression video that went viral, by the way, 6,000 views. Whoop, whoop. I mentioned this, that everything you see on Facebook ain't the truth. Everybody posts smiley pictures on Facebook. Really? Who is always smiling out there? No one. Don't show me a perfect person, show me a perfect liar. There's no one out there that is always happy, but all the pictures of Facebook are happy, happy. So don't believe the hype. Thank you for that heart. Thank you so much. And the last thing about the suicide, I know one of the ways that you can have people having suicidal thoughts on Facebook is when something private gets shared. And then anybody has watched the movie 13 Reasons Why, I know the little girl, I think her name was Caitlin or something, who ended up committing suicide. One of the reasons was because she had a private photo that went viral. It was supposed to be a private photo she shared with somebody, and then before she knew it, everybody in the school had the picture of whatever it is, and then the next thing she became suicidal. And I know yesterday my wife was telling me when I was doing my little research, she said, remember there was a girl, I think maybe she told her friend on Facebook Live or something like that to go ahead and kill himself, and he did commit suicide. So the cell phone, y'all, the cell phone, it has its goods. So I'm going to talk about that later because I'm not here to bash phones. Bless you, son. But also, I mean, it has its bad. So I'm not going to be talking about teens and telephones if it was all good, right? So that's why I'm here talking about it. Also, there's stuff like copycat behavior. I know that I saw with my own two eyes a veteran who committed suicide on Facebook Live. I saw it with my own two eyes. Okay, so the copycats say, oh, this person can do it, so I can do it too. Or that person did it, so I can do it too. So those are the three things why I think we need to talk about teenagers and their telephones. So I call the telephone the great communicator, right? Or great connector, and also the great isolator. So yes, you use your cell phone to connect with your friends. I'll be the first to tell you that I live in a foreign country. So the cell phone has been very, very good for me. Those of you on WhatsApp, give me a thumbs up because you know we use that to connect with our friends in England, our friends in Nigeria, our friends elsewhere. So it's a great connector. But it's also a great isolator. I know in my own home, I'm frequently going back and forth with the spouse, back and forth with the kids about put your cell phone down either during dinner so you can talk with us, or when you get home, or when you're watching TV, or just when you're buried in your cell phone and you're missing out on what's going on around you. So I say staying connected is important with your family. There's a story I read about a boy who used to play football, and then he got a bad injury on his neck. I think he fractured his neck or something. So while he was not able to go out and play football anymore or go to school or whatever, he was able to use his cell phone. So I'm going to tell you some of the uses of cell phone. He was able to use his cell phone to connect with his friends, and he was able to use his cell phone to, I guess, watch videos on YouTube, and he got some ideas of how to help. And there are good things. There are good things. I'm not here to bash the phone at all. No. But I'm here to talk about cell phones and maybe overuse of cell phones, and then, of course, the negative aspects of cell phone use. So one of the good things about cell phones is schoolwork. I know my 13-year-old tells me all the time, Mom, you can't keep my phone for too long because I needed to check my homework or to log on. And I, as a parent, I can log on to some teacher apps to get to know my kids' scores, my kids' grades and things like that. So that's another good use of a cell phone. You can log on to your kids, look at your kids' grades. Your kids can log on to their teacher's website and look at their homework and things like that. So those are other good things about cell phones. And the GPS was the third thing that I was told yesterday. And that is true. You as a parent can put a tracking device on the cell phone and follow and find out where your kids are. But also you can, my sons, when they drive, the other car that doesn't have a GPS, they use their phones as a GPS. So yes, the phone it's good, okay? So I'm not here to bash the telephone. Repeat, I'm not here to bash the telephone. One other thing you can do, you can research on your cell phone. You can do Ask Google, you can do Ask.com, you can look up stuff on your cell phone. I know when we're in class, yes, Miss Adult Ed here, when we're in class, one of the things that I do is I am able to look up on my cell phone real quick what the professor is talking about, because all this stuff is new to me. So I'm able to use my cell phone to look up stuff. So yes, that's one other thing. Another thing you can do with your cell phone is you can listen to music. And again, I'm going to mention me. Recently, because I've gone back to school, my friend Cody, and I love you, Cody. Cody told me about the Audible books. I've known about that. I've known that you could read books on the tablet and all that, but this was new to me, Audible books. And he told me that he read 2 or 3 of his books. I'm like, well, how did you do that in 2 weeks? He's like, Audible books. So the cell phone, when I'm driving to work now, I never used to listen to anything anyway. It's always my quiet time. But now I'm able to listen to an Audible book. And I'm here to tell you that I love it. So again, another use of the cell phone. You can watch TV, you can watch movies, that's true. But what are the bad things about cell phones? So we talked about depression, anxiety, and suicide. But what other things are the bad things of using cell phones? So one of the things is video games, right? As a parent, yes, shoot me. As a parent, I'm one of those parents who do not like video games. As a mother of 3 sons, it was very hard for me to accept video games into my house. Excuse me. It was very, very difficult for me to accept video games. My kids know that. I'm always like, oh God, you guys are playing video games. And they make fun of me. They say, Mommy, video games, like Nigeria. And I said, that's true. But, the video game thing, oh goodness. If any parent out there knows something we can do, let me see. Any ideas? Please let me know. Please let me know. And I will try to implement it in my home, okay? So video games and of course sexting, right? I know about sexting, I've known about sexting, but apparently it's one of the things that teenagers are doing now. And they're doing it on their phones. They're doing it on their phones. So as a parent, am I interested in that? You can bet your bottom kobo that I am interested in that. So yes, so sexting on the phone, gossiping, bullying. My baby son will tell you that the last time I smashed his phone on the ground and basically broke it into tiny little pieces, I looked in one of his group chats and I found out that there was a kid on there that was being talked about, that was being verbally bullied on their little group. They called him names. And while my son luckily did not contribute, he didn't do anything about it either. And I had a problem with that. So of course I took his cell phone and I smashed it because I could. Yes, it was an iPhone too, but I smashed it because I would not be party to my son standing aside watching another person's son getting bullied. So I didn't like that. So bullying is another thing. One of the things that I know we can be good are apps, but also we can have the good, the bad, and the ugly of apps. I heard about a certain app called, what is the name of that? Snapchat. Apparently you can get on there and you can post stuff and within 24 hours before your parents even know about it, it vanishes. I have a problem with that. I have a problem. As a parent, I have a problem with that. And there are other apps like Hookup app. Really? The kids get on that app to hook up. They don't have to know the person. They just hook up for you know what. Are you kidding me? So these are the things that our kids have on their hands, on their cell phones. Hookup app. Another one is Facebook. We love Facebook, yes, that is true. But we know that Facebook also has its bad things, right? So please, there's a dating app and other kinds of apps. So if you guys are thinking of anything else, just let me know. Let me see. Ngozi, hi, Ngozi. Let me read some. So hey, Steph, thought you might be interested. Good. Hi, Stephanie. What if we don't allow social media on their cell phone? Steph, honey, you know what? I'm with you. I wish that there was a way. What I do is my kids, I know their passwords, and I do random checks. I have a 20-year-old and I have an 18-year-old. And yes, I do random checks on their phones. I don't know that it's possible to completely eliminate, but because they know their mom is going to do a random check, I'm hoping that maybe that will help deter a little bit. There are also other ways that there's something called incognito on the laptop where they can just log on and then pretend to be nobody. I mean, these guys are gazillion steps ahead of us. Those of us that are technologically challenged, I don't know what we're going to do. But yeah, if you figure out something, let me know. Let me see. Hi, Linda. Ooh, woot woot. Hey, girl. So Stephanie says, yes, I've noticed my oldest 12-year-old gets annoying with her friends through texting. So she takes it out on us. And she doesn't even have Facebook. I can't imagine her with Facebook. Her attitude will really change. Stephanie, we need to talk, okay? The good thing is one of the things that I have in my pipeline is parents coaching. So Stephanie, I'm about to sign you up, girl. We need to talk. That is true, but you know what you should do? Remember, as a parent, you're not your child's friend. You're your child's parent. And quite frankly, growing up, I'm not going to swear that I loved my parents all the time. No, there are sometimes I didn't like them because of maybe the decisions that they made that I didn't like about me. But guess what? I came out okay. So you could take your child's phone. You are paying for the phone. You have the money. Cut it. My middle son, case in point, I can't even remember what he did. There was something he did. Guess what we did? We cut the phone. And when we cut the phone, actually it was a threat. We didn't really cut it, but he thought we cut it, which is fine. We cut his phone, and you know what happened? He was good for like a month because he didn't have a phone. And I said to him, son, if you can be this good because you don't have a phone, why don't you just keep on practicing? And then when you're almost perfect, we'll give you your phone back. So remember, you guys hold the four aces as a parent. Where's my hand? Okay, backwards. You guys hold the four aces. You hold the spades, you hold the clubs, you hold the diamonds, and you hold the hearts. Take the phone from your kids. Don't be afraid. Ask my 13-year-old. He will tell you 10 p.m. turning the phone time in. Turning the phone in time. He turns his phone in. You have to put some kind of check because they're already ahead of us. So take the phone, Stephanie. Hi, Chris, my brother. What's going on? Watching from Niger, my peep. Karen Kaifas, thank you. Angela Garza, hey. Justin, Ali Hart, that's horrible. I don't know when you said that, but yeah, such great points. Yes, hi, Yashika. Angela, random checks. That's smart. Yes, girl, you need to do random checks. And Angela, you have a 9-month-old, but thank you for joining because you know your baby, you know she's a diva already, right? So yeah, so thank you guys for joining and keep the comments coming. I love that. Hi, Titi. Amina, what's going on from Nigeria? I love it. So yeah, do random checks on your kid's phone. You are paying for the phone, girl. Take the phone. It's yours anyway because it's your money. And they can't do anything about it. They cannot do anything about it. My baby son got a cell phone from his dad. Yeah, that's okay. That's all well and good. But guess who takes the phone? Me, because he lives in my house. You take the phone if you have to. And, you know, they just unlock it. And I know their passwords, but they unlock it anyway. And then I look through it. I scan through it. And I find out what they're doing. What are they up to? So please, thank you for the hearts and thank you for the thumbs up. Let's keep going. And one of the bad things about phones, of course, is addiction. We can't even, I don't know how, we cannot overemphasize that. Addiction to the cell phone. How do you know your child is addicted to the cell phone? When you notice, like Stephanie said, that their emotions kind of change and they kind of have weird moods when they're on the phone. Maybe there's a problem, or rather when you take the phone. When you notice that they're on the cell phone for so long that they forget to do their housework, they forget to do what they're supposed to do, just regular. And then when you notice them craving their phone, I know last night I was told that I was having withdrawals from my phone. I was not having withdrawals, for the record, okay? This message is for somebody who's watching. I was not having withdrawals, but indeed people do have withdrawals. So what I do sometimes, honestly, I'm not lying. I purposely leave my phone at home. I do. I'm a doctor, but I'm not on call like that anymore. And when the week that I'm on call, no, I don't leave my cell phone at home. But when I'm not on call, which is pretty much majority of the time, I leave my cell phone at home sometimes just to see, you know. Then I don't have to keep going back to check. To check for what? You just checked it 5 minutes ago, right? But that's what we all do. That's why I said this talk is more for teenagers, yes, but also for the parents. Let me see. So, what are the risks? What are the health risks and other risks associated with cell phone use? Let me see. Hi, Greta. How are you? Thank you for joining in. Greta was one of my longtime patients' moms. And happy birthday, Greta. So what are the risks of cell phone use? Mental health. I cannot overemphasize this. We're already talking about the fact that they get depressed, they get anxious, they get suicidal. Mental health, mental health, mental health. As a parent, remember what I say, your life is the mirror through which your child looks at life. And if your child is looking at life through your life, you need to make good example, live by example, make good decisions, make conscious decisions, be deliberate of everything you're doing. And if it means not staying on your cell phone so your kids don't have to learn that bad behavior, fine. One of the things that my baby son does is sometimes he takes my phone. He said, Mommy, let me have it. He takes my phone so I can focus on my schoolwork. So it goes both ways. What did they say? Raise your child in the ways and they will not depart from them. So my son takes my own phone from me. So it's okay to do that. We kind of check back on each other. That's fine. But when I'm taking his phone, he can't say anything either. He takes my phone. I'm not perfect. I'm just like you guys. I'm just saying what we're all thinking. My son is authorized to take my cell phone from me when he sees me on my cell phone. And he comes and checks to see if I'm on Facebook or checks to see that I'm doing my schoolwork. Because I do the same thing to him. It's okay. It's okay. No, he's not rude about it because I'll knock him out, but still, okay? Second thing, musculoskeletal. Do y'all realize that they have found cervical spine arthritic changes in children as young as 7 years old? Do you want to know why? You want to know why? Because a 7-year-old is doing this all the time. So they found arthritis on x-rays of 7-year-olds because of using the cell phone, the tablet, all those devices. This is why I'm running for office. I'm glad that Miss Sita is watching, because I told her I was going to run for office. I'm going to run on the ticket of trying to abolish handheld devices in kids under the age of 5. Can I get an amen? We're going to try to abolish them because it affects more than just C-spine, the C-spine. And I know for you guys that text a lot, don't your thumbs hurt? I know mine hurts. Sometimes it feels kind of weird from texting too much. But that C-spine got my attention. I'm like, what? As young as 7. Yes, be alarmed. Be very alarmed. Okay? Also, of course, we know the social isolation. The child is on their phone for so long that they miss out on playing outdoors. They miss out on things happening in the family. They're in their room on their phone all the time. And every now and again, I creep into my middle son's room, and at 1 a.m., he's on his phone. Guess what I do? I take it. Sometimes I remember and I take it before, but most times when I forget, I just go in and I just take it out. Once I go in, I just do it. My hand is out like this, and I just put the phone on my hand. Okay? So social isolation, they have no extracurricular activities. They are on their phone all the time. We talked about 8 hours, right? 8 hours. That's a long time. Cyberbullying, we already talked about this early on. One of the bad things that can happen with a child being on the cell phone, okay? Visual problems, you guys know that you can have eye strain, you can have eye discomfort, but did y'all know that it could cause blindness? So there's something called high energy visible rays. I have an optometrist watching. Angie, can I get an amen? Let me see. Angela Garza, can I get an amen on that? Hi, NECA, how are you? So what am I saying? I was talking about HEVs. So there's some kind of rays that cause high energy visible rays that the cell phone emits, and it can cause blindness, y'all. So the joke is over now. This is serious business. You can go blind. Can someone please type in HEV for me? High energy visible rays. I just learned that. And also it can cause cataracts. Cataracts? Did you know that? Cell phones? All right, we need to really, really have a change of mind and a change of heart and start thinking about, oh yeah, it gets worse. Brain tumors. So if you don't believe me, look it up. Gliomas, and I think another brain tumor, I think I wrote it down somewhere, let me see. And acoustic neuromas have been found to be more prevalent in people who have used their cell phones for more than 10 years on the ipsilateral side. So on the same side where you're holding your cell phone all the time. The ipsilateral side, that's a medicine dropping a name drop there. They have found that there have been brain tumors. Of course, may he so rest in peace, John McCain just died of a brain tumor. I'm not saying he was using cell phone, but I'm just saying brain tumors are that aggressive. You can die within months, but cell phones can cause them. Did y'all know that? And so putting your cell phone on speaker might be one of the things you want to start learning how to do if you're not already doing it. Okay, let me see what else. Breast cancer. I thought this was interesting because, you know, those of us that run, those of us that are exercise enthusiasts, I stopped doing that a long time ago, but I used to put my cell phone into my bra, my sports bra. So they found that a very, very aggressive form of breast cancer can occur in people who stick their cell phones in their bras. So I tell my boys, take them out of the pocket also, because I found that it can cause low sperm count. You want to hear this, guys? It can cause low sperm count. And I know you guys don't want that. So stop putting your cell phones on your pockets in the front, and ladies, stop putting your cell phones on your breast, of your bra rather, on any kind of thing around the bra area, because the breast tissue will absorb the rays and it can cause breast cancer. Not a good thing. There have been conflicting results about headaches, but I'm here to tell you that sometimes just talking too much on the phone gives me a headache. Sometimes just looking at the cell phone gives me a headache. So I'm going to say I'm on the side of cell phones do also cause headaches. Okay, go ahead and sue me, right? And then what about texting and walking? Has anyone out there seen any of those videos where someone is texting and falls into a ditch? Hello? That's another bad thing that can happen from use of cell phones. So luckily for me, I don't know anyone that has done that because I'm probably going to pop them on their head, but it happens. You can be walking and you can texting and you get run over by a car. One of the things that can happen is something I learned. This is a brand new thing that I learned. It's called FOMO, fear of missing out, AKA FOMO. It was a new thing. And that's one of the reasons why we go and we check our cell phone. And after 5 minutes, we check it again, like something has changed. Did you miss out on something? Here's what I do now. I allocate 20 minutes to myself. I'm like, okay, this is a 20 minutes. I'm going to be on my cell phone. I'm going to be on Facebook for this 20 minutes, and that's it. And when the 20 minutes are up, the guy that I watched his video said 6 minutes. I was like, nah, I'm going to do 20 minutes. But then you realize 20 minutes comes very fast. But try to train yourself that way. Put like a time limit on yourself, on the duration of time you're going to spend on social media, and just do the 20 minutes and just leave it like that. And after that time, put your phone away. Be accountable to your own self. We're going to talk more in episode 2. We're going to talk about things you can do, but this is one of the things you can do. I'm just going to drop that right there. And of course, addiction. Oh my goodness. We just talked about the fact that I think everybody that I know and their mamas are addicted to their cell phone. Sometimes I go into the room, I'm like, Mom, are you still on your cell phone? So we all need to realize that it's addictive. I know kids are going back to school. You want to check up on your kids. You want to know where your kids are. I understand that. I'm a mom too. But I'm saying, let's put a cap on it. Let's just kind of check it. Let's not just leave it to just go haywire. So that's all I have for you guys today. Episode 2 is going to be just as fun. Next Sunday, we're going to talk about what you as a parent, what you as a teenager can do about cell phone. I already dropped 1 or 2 points today. Frequently checking your kids' cell phones, checking what they're doing, and also keeping a cap on the time limit that your child can be on the cell phone. And you yourself want to lead by example, because I know, nobody's perfect, and I'll be the first to say that. So that's all I have for you guys today. Let me see. Oh God, what? 20 minutes. That was not the intention, but when you're having fun, right? So thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you have not watched my video with Dr. Pei, please watch it. Lots of good stuff on there. I'm all about collaborating. I also I was on CETA, Viewpoint with CETA and Friends. It's on WBC AM 1510, or I think it's FM 99. There's an interview that I did there. Please look at it and listen to it, learn a thing or two. And then last but not least, Kwavi. She hasn't put it out yet, but I had a collaboration with Kwavi. It's going to be coming out soon. For all you midlifers out there, if you have teenagers like I do, and you're in midlife like I am. And by the way, the definition of midlife is 45 to 65. But there's always going to be younger and older. If you have any teenagers, she's going to be putting out a very fun collaboration that we did together, where we just talked about raising teens in midlife. I think you may want to watch that. Her name is Kwavi Agbeyegbe. She's my homegirl. So I will see you guys next Sunday. Thank you so much. Remember to like this page. Remember to share. If you learned one thing, share. And thank you guys for inviting your friends. For those of you who invited your friends, thank you guys. Hi, Ify. So thank you guys for inviting your friends. Please share the videos. Spread the word. It does take a village. I say that all the time. I am one person, but together we're so spread the word. Join me next Sunday. Check out my blog. I have a brand new post this week. It's fun. My blog is wordsbyblackbutterfly.com or blackbutterfly.blog. Okay, so www.wordsbyblackbutterfly or blackbutterfly.blog or .com. Okay, so all right. On that note, I'll see you guys next Sunday. Don't forget to ask me any questions, inbox me any messages you have. I'll see you all then. Love you. Bye.